Hey everybody, did something over the weekend in between working every day and stuff like that. I had an idea at work, so I decided to run with it and try to see how cheap I could do it, because I don't know if anyone wants to do this stuff themselves, which they totally can. You know, I found a really cheap, easy way to get a lot of training weapons, you know, for a good price. I think total, let me see, 5, 10, 15, 25, I would say maybe 35 bucks I did all this for. And I'll explain what each thing is and how much it costs and all that. But you can see I got, this is some pretty thick plastic. Kunai. It's totally, everything I made was, you know, totally safe. It's got nice round edges, nice and blunt. Just a simple cord wrap. Not really needed, but I put it on there just for grip. We have a Towaguchi, just on a wooden pole. Made up a Kaginawa, which I know apparently, you know, can't be used for climbing, but you know, for rope techniques and stuff like that, it's good for. There's also a Kusarigama with a monkey fist knot on the end of the rope. I just got this wrapped around as a weight. I'll go into a little bit of that in a little bit. But pretty much all this was a one piece of oak dowel, 1 inch in diameter. Cost about 5 bucks. I think it was like $4.79, something like that. Got some rope. You can go 1/4 inch, 3/16, whatever you want. That runs about, you know, between 7 to 10 bucks for 100 feet of it, so you'll have more than enough to do what you want to do. And then the plastic is actually a cutting board. A local grocery store here in Michigan called Myers. They sell these. I'm sure Walmart sells them and other places, but this is a pretty big piece. I think it's 15 inches by about 9.5. And just out of one piece, I got all this out of one piece. With, I got a square. Let me go grab it. I got this piece left over too, so. But I bought another one because I'm going to do a Tessen and Shogi. So that's all, you know, this is all cost about 35 bucks. It was very easy to cut. You can use a jigsaw, like a hand jigsaw. If you have a table saw, like a band saw, that's fine. You know, whatever. Just the hand one though works great. This stuff cuts really easy. It's very easy to round over and to make smooth. The only other thing that I bought for this is I bought some 3/16 steel rod to use as pins. So I got a pin there and a pin under there. And then here I got 3 pins in this. I made that piece really long inside the handle. So, you know, it's a pretty good way of making, you know, your own training weapons, you know, wood and plastic. And these are, you know, nice and sturdy. Like I said, I'm going to cut those out when I get a chance. And I got some wooden handles for this that I took off of the scrap from doing that handle. And the one for the Kusarigama. But it's very easy to do. I've seen it done before on YouTube. It's a great idea. The plastic's cheap. Like I said, I think these cutting boards, I think they were like $4.99. I mean, you can't beat that. They come in different colors too, probably, so you can get different colors. I just chose white because that's what I decided to get. The Kusarigama has 10 or 12 feet of rope on it, or something like that. And I tied a monkey fist knot. If you look at my favorites, there's a tutorial on how to tie these knots. You're going to need a center ball inside of there. You don't want to use anything extremely heavy or hard like a steel ball. What I used was the hard rubber center in a baseball. If you take a baseball apart and totally take all the string off and yarn and everything, you're left with a hard rubber center, and that's what's inside here. It gives it some weight, but it's still, because of this rope, it's nice and soft. So that's a good way of making that. I still don't have a ring for the shogi. I gotta think about something for that. I heard dog toys are good, little ring dog toys or whatever. But it's a good, easy way to make training weapons. It's very simple. With a lot of this stuff, like even for this kama, you can see you don't need a wooden handle. You can make the whole thing out of plastic, just cutting it down. So you don't necessarily need the wood handle. I just do that to get a better grip and more of a feel of how it would actually be. But it's just a quick little vid. I decided to try my hand at making some training weapons, and these are what you see here. These are my favorite, I guess, ninjutsu weapons out of all of them. I love Tessens. I love the shogi. I think it's a great design, multi-purpose. The Kusarigama is just a classic. This style of Kaginawa is my favorite, just because it's easy to handle and everything. Kunai, just all around good purpose, whatever knife. And then my all-time favorite weapon, oh god, this slipped my mind. Toboguchi, sorry. So, I made my favorite ones. You can see I'm going to have a lot of plastic left over. I can make some stars or whatever, but definitely check your local store. Like I said, you can make all this stuff very cheaply, very inexpensive. Like I said, I made all this. I'm going to be making all this for about 35 bucks. This cord, this string that I wrapped around, isn't necessary. I just did that for aesthetic reasons. It comes in, a big spool of this for cheap. You can get that at Home Depot or Lowe's when you get your oak wood dowel or your 3/16 pins. But something very simple, very easy. Just decided to let everyone see that. And that's really about it. Don't have anything new. Still working a lot of overtime, so it's hard to get anything done right now. But hopefully I'll have a couple new things coming out. I'm going to try and, against my own better judgment, I love doing Japanese items. Don't get me wrong, I find them fascinating beyond belief. But there's very few things that I haven't done, so I'm going to change gears for probably about a month or so, and I'm going to work on some other areas in history. I've been leaning towards more of a medieval kind of time, with maces and broadswords and shields, and I'm going to see what I can do with that. You might see videos on it, you might not, depending on how it turns out, so we'll see how that goes. But still always going to be doing Japanese stuff. I'm just going to try and expand my view of weapon making, see how I do in other cultures. So that's about it. I hope you guys liked this. Like I said, you can get all this stuff dirt cheap, very easy to cut. You don't need any welders or any big tools. A simple jigsaw, some sandpaper. Great thing to use too, as a last tip, Scotch-Brite pads. This stuff eats up these corners and makes it nice and smooth and round. So if you got some of that laying around in the kitchen or whatever, that rounds the edges very nicely. So I hope you guys liked it. If you got any questions on anything here, where to get it, all the other fun stuff. If anyone wants designs for stuff like this, I'm going to try and figure out a way of posting them, maybe on my Facebook, to where you can just copy and paste and then print it out on your own computer, and you'll have, you know, a design of your own that you can trace out and cut. I'm going to try and figure that out. So, hope you guys enjoyed. Maybe I'll try and have something done for next weekend. I'll see what I can squeeze in. So that's it.